Okay, we are going to go ahead and start with a couple more media availabilities here at Pocono in preparation for the 41st annual GoBowling.com 400, which will be run here Sunday afternoon at Pocono Raceway. And up for us right now is Kasey Kahne. He drives the number 5 Farmers Insurance Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. He's the defending race winner. And Kasey, just talk about coming in here to Pocono, a place you've had success. You ran well last week at Indianapolis. Certainly, I got to believe that you've circled this weekend for a potential win.
Yeah, I feel really good about coming back here, second time around, and we had a lot of speed last week at Indianapolis. So that's a good feeling, similar track in certain ways, but a lot different in others. So just trying to keep up with that, and practice was pretty good there. Made some gains, and then didn't get a real good lap in qualifying practice, but we were on both sides of it. So hopefully we'll have a good shot when it's time later. But yeah, I feel good about this week and looking forward to it. And we definitely need a little more practice still, but feel good about our chance on Sunday.
Questions for Kasey. We'll start right here. This gentleman right here, and then we'll go to Zach, Kelly, and what's your name? Tyler. No, Zach. What's your name? Kyle, Zach, Kelly, Tyler.
Do I have to remember that?
No, you don't. When you get my age, names float around a little bit. Go ahead.
Hey, Kasey. Kyle Magda for the Times Leader. With you leading laps last week and having that top 5 run, or top 6 run, I'm not sure exactly. But Sixth, that's close. What has this done for your confidence level coming into this weekend and also for your team?
Yeah, I think it was, it was good for myself to lead laps. We hadn't done a whole lot of that this season. So, to lead a lot of laps at Indianapolis and, run up front throughout the whole race was good for my confidence. What I liked the most about the entire weekend was the team, stepped up. And it was the first time of the season we've put a full race together, from me driving to them on pit road to the pit calls. I mean, everything about it was right. And that's something that we haven't done this year. We haven't even came close to doing that. So that was a big weekend for all of us, and some momentum out of it, some confidence, I think, on all of our parts. Hopefully we can carry that into this weekend and especially Sunday.
Yeah, and how was the team into practice today? Like, you had that great run. How was the team today?
Well, everybody was good. They worked really hard this week getting this car turned around. It was the car we ran last week. We thought it was a good plan. It was brand new, so bring it to another flatter track and see if it'll have the speed here again Sunday like it did last week. And, so far it's been good. But the guys were all in a good spot, good place today, and they will be again tomorrow. The big thing will be Sunday and just putting, the pit stops together and the adjustments, the communication, all of that. That's where we've struggled. We really haven't struggled as far as a team on Friday and Saturday. We haven't had speed a lot, but we've been pretty good as far as the team goes. It's just, Sundays, we need to put that all together again. If we keep doing that, we'll be in a good place.
Let's go to Zach, then we'll go to Kelly, and then Tyler.
Zach Sterniolo from the Pocono Record. Every race is important, but how important do you feel this race is Sunday to get a win, to kind of get the chase spot secured, and get it out of the way now? And how do you feel about, and if it doesn't happen this week, how confident are you in the team going forward in these next 6 weeks?
Yeah, I would have liked to get it out of the way last week. So, the sooner the better. But having fast cars and the team working well, that has a lot more to do with it, because that's, if we do make the chase, we need to carry that into the final 10 races. So we're building there, and things are getting better, kind of on all fronts. So I'm really happy about that. And, yeah, last year we won the GoBowling.com 400. So that, we're coming back into that same race. Hopefully we can do it again. And if we were able to do that, we'd be in a great place, and things would be picking up, late in the season. As far as the rest of the races, Watkins Glen over the years, I'd say that's probably my toughest track as far as average finish, not counting wrecks or any of that, bad luck, any of that stuff. Just straight up average finish. I think Watkins Glen's one of my tougher tracks. So that's going to be a place that we need to work really hard on to perform next week. After that, Michigan, Bristol, Atlanta, Richmond. I don't know if there's another one, but all those tracks we've won at and ran really well at. So, I look forward to each one of those and feel like we can definitely still make the chase if we don't do it this weekend.
Let's go to Kelly, and then to Tyler, and then to Al.
Kelly Crandall from Popular Speed. Kasey, jumping to a different topic, you worked with Ray Irvinham when you came into the sport. You know him pretty well. Now that he's over at Hendrick Motorsports, more on a hands-on role with the 5 and 24 shop, what, if anything, have you noticed that he's brought to the company?
Well, the thing about Ray, he's done a lot for me. He's the one that gave me my opportunity in the Cup Series, Sprint Cup Series, and he helped me a lot in those years. So to have Mr. Hendrick kind of put him on our car because we were struggling with a slow team over there early in the year, and he's definitely been a big help. I really like working with Ray because he holds you, he holds you to your part. He makes you step up. He makes, he talks to you about the things you did right and the things you didn't do right, and you're accountable for that when he's around. So it's nice to have someone like that. He gives me confidence. Every time he's at the racetrack, we run better when he's with my team, with Kenny Francis, with myself. And I think that's just because he's been really good to me in the past, yet he's been tough on me at times too. And, there hasn't been too many people that have really held me accountable over the years, and said, hey, look at this. You need to fix this. You need to get better here. Ray has, and I think he might be the only guy that has. And I like that, so it's nice to have him around.
We'll go to Tyler, Al Pierce, Claire B. Lang. Tyler, raise your hand. Thank you.
Hi, Kasey. Tyler, MRN. Us dirt guys know that the Knoxville Nationals are more than a holiday to us, but for the average NASCAR fan, how important is the Knoxville Nationals to not just sprint car racing and motorsports, and also what would it mean to get to victory lane with Cody, Brad, and Darren?
It's a huge week for us with our sprint car teams, our World of Outlaw teams, and I'm going to go straight from here Sunday afternoon to Knoxville. They run Sunday night there, kind of the final race before the Nationals start on Wednesday. And just be there and, help motivate and get the guys, just show them I'm behind them. They've raced all season, so they're prepared. They're ready to go. Brad Sweet won the last race at Knoxville. And Darren was really strong as well. So I look forward to it. It's a huge event for sprint car racing. It's a tough race to win. And we've ran second, I think, 3 or 4 times, but never won the race, never won the Nationals. So, I look forward to those guys racing hard and the teams doing everything they can to put themselves in position and hopefully pulling one off this year. If not, then we'll go again next year. But, yeah, hopefully they can pull one off eventually and win a Nationals for us. It'd be pretty awesome.
Go over here to Al.
Kasey, Al Pierce from Auto Week. You mentioned earlier that Watkins Glen is probably your worst track. Is your best track behind you this year, or are we going to your best track at some point soon?
It's tough to say. I like Watkins Glen a lot. I actually really like racing there. I enjoy it's been difficult for me, so I enjoy that. I enjoy trying to figure that out. And there's times in that race where we are pretty fast, and we figured Sonoma out. The last 6-7 times we've been there, we've been really good. I think that Sonoma is one of my best racetracks. So I feel like it's just in time I'll hit on it and it'll click. But I wouldn't say it's definitely not my best track. So we gotta keep working on that. But there's other ones. I like Bristol a lot. I feel like we run really well there, especially in a longer race runs. And the night show seems like a pretty good track for myself. Atlanta, we're up and down there, but I enjoy it. And then Richmond's tough to say, and Michigan is strong. Our cars and engines and the balance. I felt like we were the best car the first race at Michigan, the last 30 laps, just not the first however many. So we got to work on that. But I don't know if these tracks are my best tracks, but they're definitely all pretty good for us. And we can make make good points and hopefully get a win in a couple of them or one of them or any of that would be great.
Let's go to Claire. Raise your hand, Claire. And then we'll go to the gentleman there in the middle.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. You talked about Ray Aronham holding you accountable. You like that. Not a lot of people kind of give you what you may not want to hear. I don't know. You know, with the technology, with the fuel injection, you're able to see more, hold the driver more accountable in a way. Who usually gives you that information? Really, no one. And how do you, you know, kind of make yourself push harder? What sorts of things does he tell you?
Well, the thing about the data and stuff that we can read now on the cars is great for at track testing, all that. You know, it's all right in front of you pretty quickly, so I can see what Jimmy's doing, what Jeff's doing with their feet and their hands, and so I mean I like that, but that's up to me to change my own driving style, or you know, it also creates a different balance of the car and how it's going to handle. So it's nice to be able to look at all those things, but it's hard just to change. You know, we've all driven a certain way for a certain amount of time, and it works at times when everything aligns. But the spots where Ray's big, in my opinion, is just looking at things that you can do better as far as communication goes, as far as working together, being more prepared when you go into a race weekend, whether it's looking at old notes, looking at what other people did, what we've done in the past, what worked a couple years ago and not this time, maybe you look at that again. So there's just a lot there, there's a lot of information there that you can go and find if you want to spend the time and do that. And that's where I think Ray really, you know, helps me is be a little more prepared when we get into the weekend, and then just having a better attitude. And it's not just me, it's Kenny, it's all the guys. And that's, you know, Ray's been on our car. He was with us at Indy all week, and it went really well.
Go to the gentleman right behind you, Zach. Raise your hand, sir. You got the mic, and then we'll go to the line over here. Go ahead.
Casey, Josh Reed with the ABC affiliate in Harrisburg. Hendricks won 4 in a row here at Pocono. Is that coincidence, or do you think you've got it figured out here?
I'd say kind of coincidence. I think our cars are really good here, but yeah, I guess last year was between me and Jeff. This year it was between Brad and Dale. Jeff won it, okay, yeah. I don't know who won the first race last year. Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy won. He was good that year. Yeah, so I don't know. I think, yeah, Hendrick probably does have this track figured out, it sounds like.
Let's go to who had the next question? Somebody did. Gentleman there in the blue, and then Dustin.
Casey, when you come to a place like this year for this race, and you've won here last year, do you look back at that race? Do you watch it again? Do you see what you did? Do you try to take any of that into this weekend?
Yeah, I look back at some of that, and you also, to me, you can look at the first race as well and kind of compare the changes, the differences between the two races, and then we know what happened this year at this race. So maybe that'll give us a little insight on what'll go on Sunday, comparing the years together and how the track changes and things throughout each season. But I tend to look a little more at this year with this car because of some of the new rules, some of the changes with the car, and how it drives a little bit differently. So we've looked a lot more at the race in June over anything else.
Dustin?
Dustin Long, MRN.com, to your right, Casey. How do you view the gap between where you guys are now in the sense of trying to get into the chase to wanting to be a contender? Because I'm sure there's a little bit of a gap there with how things have gone this season. How do you view that, and how do you bridge that?
Yeah, it's kind of tough to really view it because you just don't know. I mean, you want to look at the team, you want to look at what you're doing and how you're preparing, and the guys have worked really hard all season long. I've been, right there with them at times, watching them, and then just last week we finally put together like a full race. So why did that happen? Where did that come from? It's not like we picked up speed in any of those areas. It was just it was like we just all did our job the entire race, the entire day, and communicated and had great attitude. So and focus, I think focus is a big part of it. But, so I feel like a team at this level of racing, we could go all the way until Richmond. You make it into the chase at Richmond and hit on your stride, and a team like the teams that are built, I think right now, could make a run. We could have the season we've had and make it at Richmond and then make a run for the championship. And that's just my opinion, but that's the way I look at things. I think all the teams are so good, and the drivers and the communication, the opportunity to look at all of our teammates and work with our teammates, I just think it's right there. So it could change at any time, and you could really get on a roll and be as good as anyone in the sport.
Good time maybe for one more question. Al?
Al Pearson, Motorweek. You mentioned Richmond, so I'm going to follow up. Is that the place where the gloves come off, the manners are forgotten, and the no rubbing, no contact? Is Richmond where it will happen? Or if you need a win, would Bristol be the place, or Atlanta, or do you wait until Richmond?
Well, I think, it seems like people talk about that each year, and it's kind of Richmond or whatever, but when it comes down to it, there's only a few guys, that are really going to have a shot to make the chase at that race. It's not like the whole field is. I mean, there's going to be one guy who can win, and then there'll be a couple guys on points. And so, I mean, you're just not going to go out and crash that guy because you want the spot. So I don't see how it changes a lot. I think we race the same this weekend as we do in Richmond in a month and a half. I don't think it's going to really change, and I haven't seen it change much in the past. I've seen some weird stuff go on at Richmond. We've all seen that, but I don't think you just see guys just start crashing each other because it's Richmond and they think it can put them into the chase, because it really won't, in my opinion.
Kasey, thank you for coming in, and certainly all the best of luck this weekend at Pocono.
All right, thanks.